This is a story about golfing. There was a golfer who was playing out by himself on a course, and he hit a ball out into the rough. He went looking for his ball, and when he got to where he thought he hit it, he saw this small man wearing a turban, lying flat on his back, out cold. He started to perform CPR on the guy, and the guy's eyes fluttered, and he awoke and he stood up. And he said, "My son," he said, "you have saved me." He said, "You've saved my life, and for that I'll give you 3 wishes. And the man said, the golfer said, "Well, no need to do that." He said, "I just did it because it was something I should have done." He said, No, I'll give you 3 wishes. So the man refused again. He went on his way playing, and time went by. A year later, he was back on the course, same place, hit the same shot, ball went back in the rough, and he went back, and here was this little man standing with the turban on his head. And he said, "Well, strange to meet you here." And he said, "Well, it's very nice to see you here." And the little man said, "How was your year?" He said, "Well," he said, "now that you ask," he said, my year was just outstanding." He said, "I couldn't believe the good things that happened to me." He said, "Every time I put my hand in my pocket, I came out with a $50 bill." He said, "That's truly amazing. As many times as I put my hand in my pocket, I always came out with a $50 bill." And the little man said, "Anything else?" He said, "Well," he said, "now that you mention it," he said, "my golf score has never been better." He said, "I very, very seldom shoot under par. As a matter of fact, I've never shot under par since meeting you, and that's extremely unusual." The little man said, "Anything else?" He said, "Well," he said, "now that you ask," he said, "I've made love to the most beautiful woman every week, and every week it's a new one." And the little man said, "What, only once a week?" And the golfer said, "Well, that's not bad for a priest from a small parish."